Now, I will remind you, Matthew chapter 16, Jesus is having a discussion. He's probably been 2 years with his disciples, and he's been doing miracles, doing this stuff. You remember that he never revealed who he was. He called himself the Son of Man, not Son of God. So one day he asked his disciples, he says, who do men say I, the Son of Man, am? And they said, well, Jeremiah or Elijah or John the Baptist or one of the prophets. He said, yeah. But who do you say I am? And Peter, who was Simon, he speaks up and he says, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God. And Jesus is flabbergasted. He's floored because this is coming from the guy who gets every question wrong. And he gets this one right. And he says, blessed are you, Simon Bar-Jonah. That was his name, Simon, son of Jonah. He says, blessed are you, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father in heaven. Sidebar, on this point, no one ever figures out who Jesus is without God showing them. That's why you can't argue people into the kingdom of God. And so he's very excited. Peter has got this, so he continues. And this is what he says. He said, also I say to you, you are Peter. He changes his name from Simon. You are Peter. And upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. And we have people, even today, that say that Peter was the rock in which the church was built on. Don't think so. For one thing, grammatically it's not correct. We have Peter, the word Peter is the word rock, but it's the word Petros. It's in the diminutive, it's in the small form, meaning it is a small rock. So he says, behold, you are Peter, you're a small rock. And then he says, upon this rock I will build my church. And he uses the augmentative, which is large, or in other words, he says, upon this rock, or Petra, I will build my church. And so if you ever go to the Middle East and you go to Jordan, you can go to the city of Petra, and it will look like this. It's a city literally made out of the rock. And as Crocodile Dundee would say, this is a rock, that's a rock, right? We have Jesus building the church upon the rock, not the stone. Peter's a stone, he's a piece of the rock, he's not the rock. The rock, of course, that he was referring to was the fact that Peter figured out that he was the Christ, the Son of the living God. That is the rock. Who is the rock, it says in the Old Testament? But the Lord is the rock. He is my rock and my fortress. There is no other. So the only explanation for who the rock is Jesus himself.